So I am in an electric vehicle. Just scraped. That's about all I got. I'll give this a tow. Alright, so this is what we call a Hodgep, or Hodgep. H-O-D-G-E-P, I believe. And it's made in Hungary, believe it or not. We're going to tow it because it doesn't work. But I do want to tell you a bit of a story about it because... Yep. Here we go. Alright, so this is an electric vehicle. These were made in the 80s, before Hungary kind of decided to be a different form of country. And the cool things about these are basically that it's a microcar. It's 2.46 meters long, and you could get them with either a Yanmar diesel that produced about, I think it was about 4 kilowatt, or this electric motor is about 7 kilowatt. They were made for a license class in France. That meant if you had one of these, well, you could basically drive this without a license, is what I'm trying to get at. Fully electric, it's tiny. That's all the room behind me there. And yeah, it's a wicked little machine. Give that a go. Let's put the handbrake on and let's get out of this thing. Get some shots of it. I can't even get out of the seatbelt. There we go. What's the horn like? Oh, it doesn't even work. Alright, so I'm going to go through the internal features of this vehicle while I'm sitting here. Alright, so we've got two switches on the left here. This is the heater. And the fun thing about the heater is that you can move it to the left or the right, so quite a cool feature that we've got going there. We'll turn that off. This one doesn't do anything, so we'll just forget that there. We've got our hazard lights. We've got our lights in general, so we can turn them on and off. There's also a multi-vent thing, so I think that possibly, yeah, turns on your cabin vents, which are up the top here. You can have them on half or full. We've got two pedals down the bottom there. We've got our brake and our throttle. Our key here, which literally just has off or on. This here is your windscreen wipers. Your windscreen washer. Your windscreen wipers are there. Your turn signals are there, and your headlights are there. This is like the main kill switch for the whole thing. And then you've got your vorwärts, which is forward, and rückwärts, which is backwards. I wonder if this radio came standard. Do you think? I don't think so. No, but it is from somewhere. Napoli. But that's basically all the features really that this thing has. There's an amp meter here as well. I imagine there is a horn that does work at some points, but you can just see it's super basic. Look at those door handles there. Look at this window winder here. Very basic. And I want to show you the size of this thing, so I'm going to get out of it and we'll have a bit of a better look. So close. Almost. It's tiny. Ugh.
The motor there.
Oh, far out.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't come out each end of the motor, but because the wheels are so small, and it's just, that's the motor there.
That's insane, eh?
That little cover that's in the car is where the brushes go.
Yeah.
So that's the motor there, so you can actually
physically turn it yourself.
Physically, and see the car wants to move.
It's time for a short voiceover about a short car. Now, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I've got to just commit to one pronunciation, and Hodgep's going to be it. But the Hodgep pulley's story alone is quite tame. But coupled with the economic and political climate of Hungary, its country of production, the journey of the pulley was certainly unique. While not directly inside the Soviet Union, post-war Hungary was a communist country behind the Iron Curtain. And the microcar came along towards the end of the 80s, right as the Iron Curtain was about to fall. But what exactly is the pulley? It's 2.46 meters long, it had a fiberglass body, it could seat two people, it was originally released with a 273cc Yanmar diesel, and then that was later replaced with the Lombardini diesel, and it had 10-inch wheels and an in-cabin heater and windscreen wipers and a horn and turn signals and seat belts, but no more. Why was it produced? Well, the Hungarian-based Hodgep company traditionally made agricultural equipment, and they were quite happy doing so. A couple of thousand kilometers away, a French-based Swiss truck dealer of Hungarian descent was seeking out an import-export business to align with when he was pointed in the direction of a dude called Teddy Marzen. Teddy had a great idea for a microcar that would be able to be driven in France without a license. Some magic happened, and by 1987, the first prototypes were ready in the Hodgep factory. By the spring of 1988, any initial production issues had been ironed out, and the pulley was thrown into full production. Now, a few years later, an electric version was released, which is the one I'm showing you here. It was released in the early 90s, and by this time Hungary was essentially a different nation. The Iron Curtain had fallen, and the popularity of microcars in France was increasing, meaning more production was actually beginning in country with different brands and models. The Pulley eventually had a few different models itself, the diesel, the electric, and it also came in a convertible or a van type. Now fast forward to 1998 and this run of the Pulley was out of production, but they can still be found scattered throughout France, a little bit in Hungary, and oddly enough this single Hodjet Pulley in New Zealand, which you'll actually need a Prius to tow because it doesn't quite work. And with that is the end of the video. Hopefully next time I see something this awesome I can actually drive it under its own power. Not that being towed with a Prius isn't cool. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time on Moving Our World.
Bye.